Your agents don't know who you are or what you do. And it's not a matter of an agent.md or a Claude.md. Your agents need a formal onboarding of you, your business, and its goals. Today, I'm going to go over the concept of a context repo and why you need one today. So essentially, we all know about AGENTS.md as well as CLAUDE.md. And the whole idea of this is basically a markdown file that the AI agents, whether it be Claude or Codex or some other third-party tool, will go ahead and use to go ahead and look at what the context is that you want it to know on every message. So that way it can go ahead and kind of structure the responses in a way that makes more sense for you and what you're trying to accomplish. That said, these are just the front door. What I mean by that is this is really kind of the beginning point of context. You shouldn't have every detail about your life and who you are and your business in that, as it's not necessary most of the time. And so with these are just a starting point, but what you really need is a context repo that your business can use repeatedly to go ahead and set the context for what it is that you're trying to get across and the context that it needs to know about, again, who you are and what you do. Something I've been delivering for clients for a long time now that I think is essential, but I haven't seen many folks really touch on it. So I want to go ahead and get into it today. Basically, the whole idea is it's super simple. All you have to do is create a GitHub repo that I refer to as the context repo. So the whole idea with the context repo is basically that you go ahead and you create a GitHub repo, and this can be as detailed or as high level as you want it to be. But basically the intention of it is to go ahead and define who you are, what you do, the people you work with, the roles that you have within your organization, any critical systems, SaaS tools, so on and so forth, maybe some design principles, really kind of the stuff that you would go ahead and tell an employee when you want something done, how you want it done, and kind of the context that an employee would know, and you put that all in a single repo. You can go ahead and have it consume kind of bits and pieces of it and get up to speed much faster than you having to go ahead and kind of give a lay of the land each time, or to overstuff and kind of dilute the agent.md file or the Claude.md file. So I'll go over kind of an example of what this looks like, but this is at a high level what the whole purpose of a context repo is. So with this, the reason that it should be in GitHub is context needs version control. And so you need to be able to see kind of over time how this has changed, when it was last updated. Things get stale in the business. You may have different offerings, different products, different clients, so on and so forth. So version control makes it really easy to go ahead and call out when this changed. I typically try and make a note to do it maybe once every month, every other month, to go ahead and update the version control like context to establish, again, what's most important to me at that given time. So 2 months ago, it may have been revenue. 2 months later, it may be brand. Really, it depends on, again, what your focus is, and being able to outline kind of how you operate, how you do things, and the latest kind of guidance for the agent is going to produce much better results than anything that's super generic, where the agent has to go ahead and make assumptions that probably aren't right in most cases. So with this, again, we take the pasted context that was pretty painful before, and we put it into a GitHub repo. We make sure that we have kind of all the version control around it that we expect, and we take it from there. Now, the main thing with this is you do not want to have the agent read everything. You don't want to go ahead and point it to the repo and say, read this entire thing, unless all of that context truly is appropriate for what you're trying to do. Really, what you probably want to do is you want to go ahead and point it to a couple specific files. I'll show you what that looks like with the context repo, where you can actually go and add an extra folder to something like VS Code or Cursor. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to ultimately go and pick and choose different files and drag it into something like Codex or Claude Code and say, read this, this, and this, and then go ahead and update the plan. And so you can selectively add context, whether it's a specific markdown file, a whole folder, or the entire context repo. It's really up to you and kind of what you're trying to achieve. But I typically recommend being selective about what it is that you go ahead and pass in as context, because more context is not necessarily a better output. More context can dilute what you're trying to do, or it can go ahead and cause hallucination and failures. This is what it looks like at a high level. Again, you've got your agents.md and your Claude.md. And so with this, you can have kind of a start here document that basically explains, hey, these are all of the context files that I have in this repo. Depending on what you're looking for, this is where you should look. This is a great way to go ahead and have it actually get an idea of the lay of the land without having to go and read everything. Then from there, it knows where to look for the given task that it has and can go and select the right context and actually feed that in as context for the session that you're working on. And so you can see kind of end to end here, you've got the front door that goes ahead and calls out that start here document. Then from there, it picks the relevant context files, again, markdown files. And then it goes and actually feeds it into the agent work and output. And then at the very end, we get to the human review where we go ahead and we review the results and see if we're happy with the context that it picked out and the plan that it came together with. And so with something like this, we have kind of this feedback loop where we can go ahead and if we feel like something's missing or we wanted to go ahead and re-review a file that was context before, we can go ahead and do that. Just by going ahead and kind of saying, hey, go ahead and re-review this, or hey, this is additional context that wasn't in any of my context files that you should also know about client XYZ, objective ABC, whatever it may be. So with this, I see people do this all the time. And when I say this, I mean basically a massive copy and paste of a bunch of context from a bunch of different documents, or a copy for LLM button, when really they only care about a subsection of that page, and they just dump the whole thing in. And next thing they know, they just went ahead and consumed 50, 100, 150,000 tokens of context in what could be as small as a 200,000 K window, or maybe a million token window. And so with this, typically, again, what I recommend is go ahead and actually pull these specific files and kind of how you do things. And then from there, what you can actually do is ensure that, again, it's looking at the right stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the demo. So basically, the main thing that you want to go ahead and look at here is this add folder to workspace. Basically, what this allows us to do is add the context repo alongside the actual project that we're working on. So that way it knows what to look at, and we can go ahead and reference files inline. So let me go ahead and I'll get that pulled up. I was working on some email previews and some other things for the redone Getting Automated site that we'll be launching soon. And so with this, what I wanted to do was work through these different kind of email previews as well as tone and whatnot, and make sure that it understood who I am and what I'm trying to do. And so what I have here is I've actually got a couple different repos included. And so the way you do this, I'm in Cursor, but you could do it in VS Code. You could do it in Kiro, really anything you want to. So what you do is you click on Add Folder to Workspace. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to go ahead and basically add additional folders that you want to have go ahead and show up on the left-hand side. And so what's nice about this is they all have their own Git states. And so I can go ahead and make changes in this, and it will go ahead and basically all tie to the Git repo that is associated with this community member resources site, versus the context repo versus the context repo generic. And so what I can do is I'll go ahead and I'll just use Codex. I'll let this go ahead and start up. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. And then what I can do is I'll say get up to speed with Getting Automated. Review this directory. And so I can go ahead, and if I wanted it to just kind of do its own discovery, what I could do is actually point it to this file. But what I'm going to do instead is go ahead and actually point it to the company file. So I can take that, click it, drag it over. And then what that does is it allows me to actually go and have it review that. And so it's going to go ahead and look at that. But what you'll notice is where I'm actually running this from is within the community resources site. And so that's actually the terminal is within this directory, but I'm able to go ahead and click and drag and move stuff over into this. So that way it gets up to speed with, again, kind of what I'm trying to do. And so with this, if I go into company, it'll go ahead and call out kind of who I am, what I do, so on and so forth, what I care about. And so these can take shape in any form that you want it to. But the whole idea is that you have this context repo that you can go ahead and maintain over time and make changes to, and that kind of becomes your source of truth in terms of having the LLM get up to speed without you having to explain your business and who you are every single time, the tone that you speak with, so on and so forth. And some of this, again, can be in its own AGENTS.md, but sometimes there's just too much context that you don't want to include that's not relevant for every single thing that you're working on. And so if you're someone that has a universal Claude or AGENTS.md, with something like that, you typically want to have a way to kind of segment out, hey, this is context that is longer living, that is broadly applicable, that I want to go ahead and put in a context repo, versus this is context that's specific to this project and the tech that it's using, the goals that it has, so on and so forth. And so it'll go ahead and do this and look at kind of everything that's in there in terms of the technology stack, the workflows, how this all works, any sort of templates, anything that you want it to look at, you can go ahead and point it, but it's super easy to go ahead and click and drag and bring that over to the actual CLI here, and then have that be something that, again, you go ahead and basically feed to the LLMs. So we'll go ahead, we'll flip back to the deck, but that's all there is to it. So yeah, so you mount the context repo and you point to the right stuff that you care about, and then doing what you're looking to do. You use Codex or Claude Code in the exact same way that you typically would. However, you just kind of give it some more context up front. So that way it can go ahead and create better solutions and kind of better outcomes for who you are and what you do. In terms of what this looks like, again, it's pretty simple. You can have any folders, directories, anything like that that you want. It doesn't even need to be Markdown. It could be a different format. I wouldn't recommend something like a docx or something like that because it's just extra hops to go ahead and actually pull the context out. Typically, you have to convert that or have to have a dedicated library that can read those and parse it and everything else. So Markdown is one of the kings here. I know there are some more efficient formats in the LLM space, but Markdown's pretty accessible. It's pretty easy and it works quite well for this. I wouldn't overcomplicate it. Now, some people may ask, okay, great. How do I get off the ground and going with this? And I'd say the big thing is just think about the stuff that you feel like you're constantly telling Claude or Codex about that you want to go ahead and just kind of write once and never have to think about again. For instance, with a lot of the clients I work with, I always have to set the context of this is the client, this is their branding, this is their colors, this is how they talk, this is how they operate, this is their preference, so on and so forth. And so it can get quite tedious. And so having a dedicated file for each client that goes ahead and says, hey, here's the lay of the land with this client. This is their GitHub org name. This is their AWS account profile that they use, so on and so forth, makes my life much easier. But it's not something that for a given client, I would go ahead and include in a Claude because more often than not, I'm switching between different clients and different projects pretty often. And so I don't want something to be statically defined in a Claude.md. I want something where I can pull in kind of as I see fit. And so this is a really good job, a really good way of doing it. One thing that people can also do is they could even turn this into an MCP and expose the context via an MCP. And so that way it could just be a tool that you attach to something like Codex or Claude Code. So you don't actually have to add the repo in. That's kind of the next level of maturity. I haven't found much of a need to go ahead and do that, but that is something that you could certainly do if you wanted to. If you found this useful, definitely go ahead and subscribe. I'm back in action and I'm ready to go ahead and make a bunch more videos. I've got a lot in the backlog. So again, hopefully this helps in your kind of journey to go ahead and getting automated. But like, subscribe, and interact with the video. I can't wait to go ahead and share more automation tips with you all going forward. Thank you so much.